A group of teenagers have gathered to compete in a gaming tournament, with a prize of $10,000 for the winner. The objective of the game is to kill other players and gain points. Two players start killing off their competition, a newbie girl and a seasoned pro. Despite the veteran taking the lead, the girl surprises everyone by drinking an energy drink called Impulse 9, giving her a burst of energy and slowing down time by 100 times, allowing her to kill all the players, including the pro. She wins the tournament and celebrates with her boyfriend, but the celebration is cut short when the energy drink's bottle falls and shatters. The girl snaps back to reality, finding herself as an adult with 3 children, living in a dilapidated house with no electricity or modern equipment in a barren wasteland where even the oxygen is poisonous. We then rewind to a few days before the tournament, where we are introduced to the girl, Val Hernandez, an up-and-coming FPS gamer who dreams of going professional. She lives with her divorced father, Carlos, who sets up a job interview for her at a diner. Instead, she sneaks off to participate in the Field of Fire tournament, hoping to win first place and earn enough money to build herself a gaming computer. However, her boyfriend, Evan, tells her that a seasoned pro named Roy will be making a surprise appearance in the tournament. Val and Evan make their way to the competition arena where Roy is busy taking photos with his fans. Evan reminds Val to stay focused on qualifying for the finals, but Val is determined to beat Roy. As the game begins, Val takes an early lead, but Roy catches up to her effortlessly, even interacting with the crowd in the middle of the game. Val takes advantage of his distraction and racks up points, but decides to go for a glory kill instead of finishing the game. Her plan backfires and Roy eliminates her. Despite this, Val qualifies for the finals. As they leave the arena, Roy mocks Val, but a man named Kojima approaches her and hands her his business card. Val is caught by her father when she gets home and tells him the truth about where she was. He orders her to go to the diner for a job interview the next day, but Val wants to compete in the final. She watches a podcast about the game and remembers Kojima talking about the secret to winning. Val visits the Golden Saucer, a gaming cafe, where Kojima instructs her to play a game and gives her an energy drink called Impulse 9. Val takes a small sip of the drink and everything starts to move in slow motion, making the game easier for her. She wakes up an hour later, and Kojima explains that the amount of time stretched depends on the quantity of intake of the energy drink. Val is shocked when Kojima demands $500 for a single bottle of Impulse 9, and wonders if it's cheating to use it in tournaments. But then she learns that Roy also uses it and is labeled unbeatable. Val decides to buy the drink and brings it to the tournament the next day. After taking a small sip, she dominates the leaderboard in ultra slow motion, but Roy also drinks it and starts climbing the ranks. Val chugs the entire bottle, and as a result, time moves much slower for her. She defeats Roy's avatar and wins the tournament. However, as she celebrates with Evan, the energy bottle falls and shatters, and she suddenly snaps back to reality in a dilapidated house holding a baby. Evan appears wearing torn clothes and tells her they live in a town enclosed by walls because of dangerous creatures outside. It's also revealed that those who drank Impulse 9 in large quantities are waking up years into the future with no memories, causing chaos worldwide. It's impossible to know if one is a pulsar until they snap back to reality. The apocalypse was caused by the pulsars, which is why they are not well liked and are rarely allowed inside the safety of the walls. Val and Dan, the sheriff and deputy of the town, are in charge of keeping order. Val, who had consumed Impulse 9 like the pulsars, keeps this fact hidden to avoid being treated like them. She remembers her father, Carlos, and sees his urn on the mantle, causing her to break down in tears. Deputy Dan forces her to clean the latrines, and Val becomes accustomed to the new way of life in the apocalyptic neighborhood over the next few days. She does every task, including guard duty and scavenging, and is even given a drawing from her daughter Sophia, who sees Val as her hero. However, Val is too exhausted to appreciate the gesture. She plays her favorite game, Field of Fire, with her kids until Evan rushes in, saying she missed her guard duty shift. Dan, who was thumping on the gate to be let in, was killed by death lizards. Val rushes to the scene with Evan, and Dan's traumatized wife blames Val for his death. Val feels guilty and decides to leave everything behind and travel the wastelands, admitting in a letter to Evan that she is a pulsar. Val continues her journey through the barren land until she reaches an abandoned building which turns out to be Kojima's cafe, the Golden Saucer. Kojima appears but something feels off, and Val discovers he hasn't aged a day. Kojima admits that Impulse 9 ruined many lives, but he has a plan to rid Val of her suffering by having her drink the energy drink and travel hundreds of years into the future. Val decides to play her favorite game. But when she sees a drawing her daughter made, she remembers the good moments with her family and changes her mind about drinking the energy drink. She heads back to the community but is initially denied entry by an angry Evan. However, they hear gunshots and realize that the Death Lizards, a group of cannibalistic people, are approaching the community. Val decides to hold off the intruders to gain the community's trust and reveals she had already consumed the energy drink. Roy, the leader of the Death Lizards, reveals himself and a brutal shootout ensues, but Val manages to take out almost all of them before getting shot and killed Roy. She signals Evan with a flare that the community is saved before passing away.